Hello, everyone, and welcome to SuperCrouchcast #1. We are here live with Patrick St. Pierre. That's me. I am Pretty Smooth Flying Fox on Xbox. I go by Smooth Flying Fox, and you can see me every night, just about every night, hear my voice at least on SuperCrouchJump. And we also got
What's up?
LaRusso.
I'm Russo. Just a little Russo on Xbox Live, and I stream almost every other night on our Twitch channel, Super Crouch Jump.
Word, and we also have Q, the newest member of the SuperCrouchJump team. What's up, dude?
That's right. SuperCrouchJump. It's Q, and I can be found on Xbox at QSTE3WART.
Word. Well, thanks for joining us today, guys. Thanks so much, you guys, for being on this podcast. This is #1. We did a 0.5 episode. It was okay. We're working our way up to being awesome podcasters, but we are great streamers, and we want to just talk about stuff that is going on for the week, and just get our thoughts out there about video gaming. Obviously, we're very passionate about video games in general. We've been playing them. I know I've been playing it since I was a kid, and yeah, usually when we're streaming, we have so much to talk about, but we get distracted by playing video games. So we thought, why not get together and record some talk about what's going on in the week, and what our thoughts are on video games. And so we're just talking about how we met. I met Russo in college. Yep. We pretty much just chilled in the basement and played video games all day. And when we were living on campus, I pretty much went over his place, and he had a big screen TV, and we just played Xbox all the time. We bonded over Red vs. Blue. Russo loves Rooster Teeth, and I grew up watching Red vs. Blue. I love that shit. And Q, I personally met on Destiny LFG. We're playing Destiny. We both needed a team, and we got together and we got to talking one night. We just got talking, and I realized this guy aligns with everything that I think about, and we became good friends after that. So yeah. Russo, I guess what are your thoughts on how this group came together?
Yeah, there's also Kevin too. Can't forget about him. He is away on a business trip right now, so he'll be back next week, or actually tomorrow. And yeah, we always just stream. We've been gaming together for years, and we just figured, you know what, let's start making something of this, and put it out there, have other people watch, because a lot of the shit we say can be pretty funny.
I mean, yeah. I giggle.
Most of it's stupid.
Thank you. What do you got to say about this whole Super Crouch situation?
I enjoy the band of brothers. I'll keep it that simple.
Gotcha, dude. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're gonna get back. We're gonna get K-Smiz. What's his tag? K-Smiz 18.
Sure. K-Smiz something.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's it. K-Smiz 18.
K-Smiz something. Yeah, he'll be with us. He's our fourth leg in this whole situation. And we also got Merge, MYRJ. He'll be with us. And you'll be seeing those guys you'll be hearing those guys rather, as we move along. So let's just get right into it, guys. What games are you playing this week? I know me and Q were playing Overwatch. I'm super hype about that. I'm super hype about Overwatch coming out, but we're in the open beta, and goddamn, that game's good. I played a lot of Blizzard games in the past, and they're always fantastic. And I feel like this time, if you take Team Fortress 2 and you smash it together with Pixar, you get Overwatch. I love
it's beautiful.
That game.
That's what I was gonna say. Like one of the points I had down was it reminds me a lot of Team Fortress 2. Mm-hmm. It's like a futuristic Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, totally. And I get nervous about online, not online only, but versus
PvP
only games. And yeah, PvP only games, and it's just it gets it's worrisome that those games won't do well, but a game that's made by Blizzard. I mean, I was worried about it in the first place because I was like, why is Blizzard doing this? I played World of Warcraft, and I know they've got a huge story, and the StarCraft scene and the Warcraft scene, they've got such a huge story, a lot of stuff going for it. And I was a little nervous, but the game seems pretty in-depth, even just for the beta. I was having a lot of fun playing it and shooting the hell out of people. I mean, there are 21 playable characters, and I played maybe 10 of them. And I fell in love with this character so much. I know I love Mercy. I love D.Va so much, and I know me and you, Q, we have a love for what's his name?
Zenyatta.
Zenyatta, the healer.
Zenyatta, yeah.
Yeah, he's fantastic, man. So, there's not too much to say about it. The game is fantastic. Um, I had a great time playing it. It would really did feel like TFT. The time to kill for me was a little bit short. What do you think about that? Because I like games that have a little bit longer time to kill, a little bit longer for you to actually figure out what's going on, in any given situation. And I feel like I was dying a lot, but I was also doing
You're
a lot
saying
of
it
work.
drops you into the
And
fight
that's
like
my only
immediately? Time to kill?
time to kill, meaning how long it takes to kill someone, how long it
Okay, and
takes
you're
to
saying
die.
that's too small?
So yeah, like the health
Hmm.
pools for everybody, like it's very quick. Like you'll and I guess it becomes very tactical. So like we were playing, I know I was playing, being just a single player. Thank you. Being a single player, and for a few times I got in with Q, and that was great because we could just coordinate a little bit. And that's the strength of a game like that. You have to be coordinated with the people around you, otherwise it just kind of sucks. Like when I was playing by myself, there'd be a couple times where my team just wanted to get kills, wasn't playing the objective, and we were just running out and getting shot, and I was just getting killed left and right, and it really sucked because the team was so smart, I think, on the other side that I wasn't getting a time to think about
Hmm.
things. So I think if the health pool was a little bit bigger, I would be more
Or if
comfortable
you
with
had
it.
some
But
communication?
hey, we'll see what has to come.
Well, I think the health might be right where it is. I just think you have to find more teams or be able to communicate with the teammates and work as a team because as you were saying, if you're playing the objective versus just kill, and the team playing the objective actually working as a team, strategizing is going to murder the other team all day every day. So you just have to work on trying to communicate with the other
Hmm.
team.
Yeah, totally. One thing that they do to make it a little bit easier for that is they have this little system in place where however your team is being made up, they'll tell you like there are no snipers on your team, not enough defense on your team, not enough offense on your team. So even if the players aren't communicating with each other, they at least know that their
Hmm.
archetypes will work together. If you have your defense running in like a maniac, being healed by your healer, you got a sniper with its crosshairs on the main player, and then you got all of your offense around it, you'll do well. But as it is right now, I'm so glad that Blizzard let us play the game. It looks like in its full force. I don't know what else is coming after the beta because that was definitely just the beta. But I was really excited that they let us play it. But it also kind of like this extreme incentive to buy the game, right? Like I don't. I almost can't. I almost feel like I put in so much work learning the game that I can't not buy it anymore. I know Russo, you didn't play
Yeah.
at all. Are you interested
I
at
am
all in playing the
interested.
game?
I decided to download it on the last day, and then I was just like, nah, that's not going to happen. But yeah, no, I think that's very interesting that they tell you how to create a balanced team or what your team at least needs. Though, like, if there's no communication, that definitely will help balance it at least.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
But
definitely.
they put it out definitely.
So we'll see what it.
They put it out definitely to compete with Battleborn.
Go ahead.
Battleborn just came out, didn't it?
Yeah. So that's actually, that wasn't on my list of things to talk about, but I want to talk a little bit about Battleborn. I played it for the first time last night, and it's a fantastic game. It's really awesome and in depth. And of course, that was not the beta game that I was playing last night. And sorry, Quinn, Q. I'm calling you by your first name now because I got it written down. But Q watched me play, and we were kind of commenting on it, and it's a fantastic game. But they really shut Battleborn down by being Blizzard, by being the behemoth that they are. They shut him down by putting out this beta, man. It was super strategic, and I feel bad for him because I love Borderlands and it's a Gearbox game. And honestly, Russo, I was telling Q this last night. I think you would like
You
Battleborn
think?
more. Imagine the way, yeah.
Yeah,
Imagine the way.
because Battle
Go ahead.
Battleborn is more campaign based. Well, it has a campaign in it, so we're just like Borderlands, where like the four of us, add Kevin, or hopefully if we do five or six with Merge, we can all just roll through the open world, killing whatever is in
Hmm.
front of us. You don't if you're not as good as PvP. Like you don't really like the Destiny's PvP or stuff like that. You don't have to do that. It's not what it's all about versus Overwatch. Whereas Battleborn, you're able to, we can just team up and just walk around and explore, as a group.
I got that.
Yeah, totally. And that's why I think you would like it just because it's got Just more PVE, more things to shoot, just players running around, and man, I loved it. You should watch some of my footage. I'm gonna be streaming it later, probably for the rest of the month, maybe the rest of the summer, because it seems like a lot of stuff going on. And I think you said you were gonna pick it up, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna get Overwatch and I'm gonna get the Battleborn.
Nice.
Yeah, Russo, you should be part of our team.
Yeah, I'll check it out definitely.
Well, at least check out the stream and see what you think.
Yeah, I watched part of your stream yesterday.
Going.
Alright, rude. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with Overwatch. Just to close that out, like that was just the beta. I'm gonna buy the game. I'm a Blizzard fanboy, at heart, and I was a little nervous about it because it was only PvP, but we'll see what the full game offers. And I know at least I got a few people on my fire team, so that's good. Speaking of fire teams,
Yeah.
move on real
But
quick to
anyway,
Destiny.
real quick,
Yes,
on
sir.
Overwatch, real quick. I kind of have an issue with the possible lost story behind Overwatch because, the game was originally called Titan, and that was like a 10, 12-year project that kind of was flushed down the drain and got turned into Overwatch to pretty much save that project. But let's see, the if you can remember when they brought Overwatch in, the original commercial for Overwatch was these two kids, one older than the other. I think they were brothers, and they were at some um,
Go to the museum.
gallery. Yeah, the museum. And you had Winston and Tracer pop in, and it was versus Reaper and
Widowmaker.
Black Widow, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Widowmaker. And it seemed like there
That's
was
sexy
a
bitch.
story.
God damn it, I love Widowmaker.
It was much more. It seemed like it was much more than just that PVE. So what happened to that story? Because even now you have that commercial, but it's chopped up. So I want to know what happened there.
Yeah, and in the beta I was looking at a lot of like they had arcades and stuff like that. That was that you can get a little bit of the story. There was some posters up, like you could tell that Diva was a movie
Mhm.
star, and you could tell these these little things in there. But yeah, I have a huge divide, and like that actually ties into my thing with Destiny as well. And I was really sad about Titan not being made. Like I literally went on the Blizzard's website when I was in art school and I looked up Titan, and they needed all these positions. They needed designers, they needed illustrators, they needed all this stuff, and I applied to be an illustrator for Blizzard. I didn't get in because I'm like a traditional artist, so they obviously need people that could pump out really fast digital work. But I was so hyped for that game, so much that I wanted to be a part of it, and it never happened. So it breaks my heart. But like, yeah, that's the same thing with me and Destiny. I'm loving Destiny. I'm such a Destiny fanboy. Like, I'm a Blizzard fanboy, and I play it mostly for the PvP, to be honest, and I play the PvE sometimes, really just to get more gear. But this mode of, I wonder what the statistics are on how these guys are making money. Are they looking at games that have less story, like, outright? Right? Because I remember Halo, you had all these cutscenes,
Mhm.
you had all this
Hmm.
stuff going on. There was a narrative, right? In World of Warcraft, there's a huge narrative. I mean, it's gigantic, and you could write textbooks on it. You could have encyclopedias and atlases about World of Warcraft. So you look at these games that basically gut all of their story and focus only on gameplay. I wonder what the trade-off is on that, right? Like, I'm so hyped for Destiny 2, or whatever's coming next on Destiny, because I'm a fan of Bungie, I'm a fan of the game. But I still have this thorn in my side that says, like, why didn't you just tell us what's going on? Like, I still don't know who the Traveler is, right? You remember the Stranger?
Yeah,
I don't know who she
that
is.
never got cleared up.
No, it doesn't, and I don't think you got the Taken
No.
King, right, Risa? Yeah, still, by the way, still not cleared up. We still don't know who she is. And I'm just like, tell me more. Tell me more about this world. I would invest more of my money, I think. And I don't know if you guys could back me up
Yeah.
on this, but I would invest more of my money if I knew about more of what I'm doing.
I wouldn't. I think I'm kind of done with Destiny.
Oh yeah. What is it about it that just, I guess, does it bore you?
I mean, I'm
kind of
sure it's a
thing, or
great
is it
game.
just
I think
that
I
you
just get sick of the grind, the constant grind. And I'd rather play a different game,
Yeah.
a single player game. I like to have my hand in a lot of different games rather than be totally committed to one thing.
Gotcha. You see, that's funny. That's the way I am with series and like anime, especially anime. That's like one thing that I love. The anime that I love now, and I think I don't know if I grew out of it or whatever. Like when I was a kid, I was really into Naruto and Dragon Ball Z and things that went on and on and on. And maybe that's what it is. Like I kind of feel like the millions of dollars that they're making on these games are on like 13 to 18-year-old boys. And not to discredit the girls out there because I know I play Destiny with a lot of girl players. Shout outs to Achilles Fierce. She plays Destiny. I play Destiny with her too and like a bunch of chicks. And but like what I'm saying is that I almost feel like they're pushing towards um that generation of people because now when I look at anime, when I look at TV shows, I like TV shows and things that end.
Yeah,
I like to get a full story
a
and then just like
conclusion.
move on, right? Yeah, a real conclusion. The thing to me that draws me with Destiny and games like that is that the gameplay is so good. And I used to think, there was a moment where I thought, well, I don't know if maybe this BS. It's like 2016. We should have really great, awesome looking games. And I look at it and it's only AAA games. And like a lot of the games, like, and maybe you could speak to this on Doom, just because I've been thinking about it a lot. Like Destiny, especially the PvP and the whole game as a whole, is amazing in terms of
Hmm.
gameplay. It is on point, and it's really well done. And the community backing is there. Like when the community complains, Destiny, Bungie listens. And I saw the Doom PvP, and I was like, "What the hell is this? This is garbage." Like AAA title, a company that is so gigantic and just looks like
Yeah,
garbage.
it comes out Friday. I'm really excited for the single player of that. I mean, the PvP, it's when you were talking about time to kill or time to death, that is like instant. You could spawn with a
Hmm.
shotgun in your mouth, basically. Uh, it's
Yeah.
very fast paced. And I mean, that was kind of always Doom. A lot of people keep saying, like, oh, it's the same thing as Halo or Call of Duty, which, I mean, it's a modern first person shooter, so it does take those kind of aspects from it. But if you think about it, really, I mean, Doom came out before Halo or Call of Duty. Doom's been out for the longest time.
Yeah.
No weapon reload, that has been in there. I mean, that was taken away in Doom 3 and brought back for Doom 4, but we'll see how that works out. And most of it, I mean, uh, I don't know. I'm excited for the single player of that game. I think it's going to do great.
Yeah, I hear you. That single player does look awesome. And just an aside on the PvP, like that Doom is an arena shooter. And it's supposed to be an arena shooter. Like that's like Quake and Unreal Tournament. I don't know why people compare it to
Hmm.
Halo. That's not at all what it is. So I don't agree with that. I do think, however, when you look at Quake and Unreal, and you look at the modern Doom 3 remake, or Doom 4 rather remake of that PvP system, I look at that and I go, oh, this is not that great. If I want to play that game, I'm just gonna go back and play
Yeah,
Unreal, right? I'm just gonna go back and play Quake. It's just as good. Give me something better. Give me some quality, I
it
think.
looks great though.
But I'm definitely, yeah, it does, and I'm looking forward to watching you play the Doom single player. Although they have a forge mode, right?
Yeah,
You
you
can
can
like
make your own
kind of
maps.
yeah, that seems really cool
That's
to me,
pretty
and
Hmm.
pretty sick.
yeah, I'm excited about that. So let's move on to super hot. That was not a very super segue.
Nice.
Actually, just to yeah, just to put a point on Destiny. Like I said, I'm a Destiny player, and I really love Destiny. So I'm excited to see what's happening at E3, and I think we're gonna have probably a whole podcast, maybe a couple podcasts on E3. So
And
I'll have more to say about Destiny and Overwatch as
We
time
should
goes
just
on.
stream
for
along.
Destiny though, like I want to say,
Go ahead.
uh, like I for Destiny and like I guess the AAA games, like I don't understand the paywall, like hiding things behind DLC and all this stuff. Like Destiny is a really fun game, and I kind of got bored with it after a while because, like Russo said, it was just the same grind over and over again. Like I went back and I'm thinking, it's been over what 13 years now, 14 years since the very first Kingdom Hearts came out, and in that game you were able not only able to build your own, but you were able to fly your own ship through space into to your next planet, your next mission. How are we now on the next generation, these two greatest systems, PS4 and Xbox One, and we are stuck with these grand ships
Yeah, you
in
can't do
loading
anything with it.
screens? How can we not find pieces How come we cannot grind to find pieces to build a new ship and, actually put together our own custom ship? How cool would that be to really be out there in your own ship, like your real own ship, because you found pieces from from Mars, from the Cosmodrome, from everywhere, and you're able now to fly, to Venus and all these places. I mean, without cutscenes. How about dogfight battles? Like, come on, we're in the next gen now. Like, Destiny could have really brought so much more. And I don't want to hear the argument. Well, it's a 10-year developed game, and they want to save it for down the road. Like, you could have put certain things in now and then expanded it over the 10 years.
Wow, Q, I just, that's crazy. The gummy ships, man. Like you would collect the gummy ships parts, and
Yeah,
then you would
yeah.
put them together. That was the dopest thing ever. And of course, I had the best ship that I liked. That's a really good idea. And I'm not going to because I feel the same way you do. But I know that it's like different times as well as different engines, and I don't know what that takes, and I don't know what it took to make. So like part of my argument for them is that Destiny's such a great game, and gameplay wise. Everything's so smooth, so perfect, so unique, and they made their own engine, right? A lot of other games are running off of, like Battleborn is running off the Unreal Engine, and Doom, I'm sure, is running off of probably also the Unreal Engine, and all these different games sort of use these things, and Destiny decided not to do that. They wanted to do their own thing to make it
Mhm.
perfect. And at the same time, in the same breath, they talk about how they make, it was the most expensive game ever made. So if that is how much money you made, tell me how you can't, make your engine just do gummy ships or however it is. I totally agree with you on that, man. Like that would be so cool. Imagine if you had a Mars themed ship, right? Because you spent a lot of time there, or a Venus themed ship, or a Vex themed ship because you just spent all of your time
They
killing
You got
Vex
actually
and
stacked
moving
over
created a
around
new
planets,
engine
yeah.
for the new Doom game. It's the id Tech 6 engine. Hmm.
Oh, really? That's cool. Yeah, it looked really smooth. It looked really different. So that's
I
an
think it's
interesting
FPS
choice. I
locked,
couldn't actually tell that Battleborn
60
was on.
FPS locked.
Gotcha. Wow, and you can play it on your
Hmm.
Xbox?
So is Halo,
Oh. Oh yeah. Well,
but they
actually, what am I
upscale
saying? Halo 5 was really beautiful. I
and
love that
downscale
that was
to achieve that.
60 frames. Yeah, gotcha. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, it's a good idea, man. Let's see what and I'm interested to see, I think I'm gonna buy Destiny 2. How about you guys? Do you think you're gonna buy it?
Yeah, I will buy Destiny 2, but if certain issues aren't addressed and fixed come Destiny 2, then I think I'm going to be done with the franchise because
Hmm.
they need to take notes from other games. Like Destiny 2 is like, yeah, have you seen No Man's Sky on the PS4 and
Hmm.
PC?
Yeah, it
Like
looks
that's what
beautiful.
Destiny, like you could have added that the ability to really fly
Hmm.
through space, have your space pirate dog battles or whatever, be able to literally be able to take off and land on the planet, get out of your ship and walk around and explore. You mean, how can they do it and you're not doing it and you spend this big amount on, so much money on this game, but where's the content? You spent so much money, but we don't have any content to show for it. And I wish the lore and the story was actually in the game as opposed to it being aside. You have to go to a website, to read about it, or go to YouTube and watch these videos of everybody else piecing together the lore and story for you. Like, no, Destiny should have done that. Why are you not paying people to do
Is
your
that
job?
Bungie's only project
Yeah,
currently?
yeah,
Yeah, I
for
don't
sure.
think they make any
Yeah,
other
Besides
games.
yeah,
Destiny
they've
2
because
and all the DLCs,
yeah,
they're not making
they're
any
they're
anymore.
locked in because they the whole thing behind this Destiny thing was to do a 10-year deal, a project where they wanted this grand, big, giant story to match the Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or even the Game of Thrones universe. They wanted this big, giant thing to go over 10 years, and I don't see how that's happening.
I think they could pull it off. I think on an ending note on that for Destiny, like my thing is that I'm realizing more and more that it's like, marketed to the 12, 13, 14-year-old boy in me that loved Halo
Yeah.
so much. That fell in love with the red versus blue because of how amazing, because of how connected that was, and like to the story, this just the space opera that it was. But at the same time, as a 27-year-old male right now, I'm looking at that and it's suspending my disbelief
You're expecting more.
because of all these things that they're letting out. Yeah, like I've seen other games that could do better or more, and I know that there's a whole marketing strategy behind it, but give me the things that will make me love this
Hmm.
game. Peel back on certain things. I get it, right? It's actually not Bungie, it's Bungie Activision. And I know that Activision are evil, but give me some more to keep that little boy in me happy. That's what you want, right? You want my money?
Work for it.
Make that little kid happy. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. So, so yeah, I wanted to talk about earlier. I was talking about Super Hot Man watching, which is like a completely different thing. It's actually also an
Yeah.
FPS, right? Um, yeah, but it's totally on the opposite end of anything else. It is a game. Actually, I'll let you.
Yeah,
explain
well, I
this.
mean, it started off as a PC game. It's not too big. I mean, it's interesting though. It has one major mechanic where you can't shoot, or the time progresses as you move. So if you stand there, time won't move. It'll only, I mean, slightly move. So if there's a guy around the corner, you have to step forward for him to step forward, or if you fire your pistol, you have to wait for the slide to come back and come forward again. You can't just keep spamming the trigger. It's very interesting. So you end up having to aim and predict where someone's going if you fire a shot, and then you watch the bullet trail there as you take a couple steps forward and hope that they're standing there where the bullet hit.
Yeah, that's
Game
crazy.
is reacting as you're reacting.
Yes, in a way. I don't know the best way to explain it, but if you're interested in it, definitely look up footage. But time progresses as you progress. So if you stand there, nothing's going to move. I mean, it moves very slightly, but nothing really is going to move. So you can,
Which is cool because
Yeah,
you get to
'cause
figure
you have a
out
couple
the
shots coming at you. You can kind of take a
Yeah.
step to the right, take a step to the left, and just dodge bullets. Which most of the time you'll get hit because it's very difficult. I found for at least the survival missions toward the end of the game, it just gets ridiculous.
Well, because
You know
what
what that
I mean
reminds
by
me of just
reacting,
now? You remember that? Remember Dragon Ball Z? Remember the? I think it was the Ginyu Force. Remember the little toad that could hold its breath and time would stop?
No,
Remember that?
but okay.
Are you guys kidding me?
It's
You
been
didn't-
a while
You
since I watched Dragon Ball Z.
You know? Come on, dude. All right. Tsunami, let's go. We're all kids at the same time. So there's this little toad that could hold his breath, and everything would stop. But as soon as he let his breath go, he would, time would start again. So he would just cheese everybody. He wasn't very strong.
He
He
just
had that
teleport
special power.
everywhere.
It's just crazy because that reminds me. Yeah, he basically teleported everywhere. But it reminded me. I'm like, okay, what if you had that? What if you had that in real life? But does breathing count? Right? Does moving your finger count? Like if you had to stay completely still, and all time would stop every time you would stay completely still, you'd have to like hold your breath, clench your butthole, like you would have to just like literally like not blink, and then you could dodge bullets. That's kind of how that superpower would work.
I guess.
But anyway,
Yeah.
go on.
The game's fun. It's not very long in playtime, but it's definitely, I think it was worth it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it looked hilarious. It was so much fun watching you know that you were going to get killed and like try to.
It's
think
also
your way
a
out of
little
it
full of
and
itself,
still
too.
die anyway.
Like, it knows it's a game. You're playing a game within a game. The whole thing's on like an old computer, practically.
Yeah, it was so meta. I was trying to troll Russo. He didn't go for it. In the chat, I was like, "Am I here?
Super hot.
Can anyone hear me? Super hot, super hot." Yeah, I'm gonna play that game as soon as I can. You didn't watch it, Q? You didn't watch the stream?
I watched bits of it. I think when he was streaming, I had people over for several different reasons.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, that's like really distracting. You have to actually watch it to see what was going on. Cause I had it in the background for a while. I was like just listening to it, and I was like, wait, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. But that's super hot.
But yeah, I definitely recommend that game. Yeah, super hot. And then you were also played on, I think, Friendship Friday, was it?
Oh, Screen Sheet is awesome. That game has probably a more interesting mechanic than Super Hot. Screen Sheet is a four-person co-op or split-screen shooter in which all the players are invisible, and the maps are very clearly color coded. So you'll be in a green room, you'll be in a red room, you'll be next to the giant bear statue or whatever like that. But since all the players are invisible, you're forced to actually screen look. You know, something that we've been yelling at each other for in split screen gaming
Yeah, I was just-
for years. Calling somebody a
Years.
you
GoldenEye,
screen
man.
looker.
Golden-
Stop.
Hell yeah.
How'd you know I was waiting there? But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I mean, certain weapons, like for example, you start off with the blunderbuss, the shotgun. As you fire it and you reload, there's a little smoke stream that comes out of your the end of your gun until you're done reloading. And I mean, different guns have different drawbacks and pros like that. Like there's a little horse head on a stick that as a kid you put between your legs and you like run around like pretend like you're on a horse. That runs forward and it just charges, and if you hit another player you kill them. All shots are an insta kill. But
I've always wanted one of those. I never
that
never got
thing,
one. Like ever since I was a kid, I saw that
yeah,
in cartoons.
that you can just
I always wanted that.
plow through a room, but there's a trail of fire that's left behind you that people can identify you from.
So everybody knows. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because I didn't see you play that game, but I was like, when you described it to me, I was like, that would get really boring really fast. Like eventually, I'd just be like, all right, I'm done. Let's
It's
play
fun.
another game. But I like that the different guns give you different perks and downfalls.
Mhm.
That's really cool.
So my friend Vincent, when we were playing, he had the something kind of like similar to the BFG from Doom, where it's this big plasma beam that you fire. It bounces off of walls. It destroys everything, but it takes a while to charge up. And as you're charging it up, this little orb keeps growing in front of you. So anyone that sees you is just going to shoot at that stationary orb. And he ended up winning a lot of the games because that thing is just so overpowered. If you're like hiding in a corner, you can just fire it and it'll bounce off all the walls and eventually just pick off somebody.
Yeah.
Like
Even though
Brett.
you he's gonna try to kill you. Sorry, what'd you say, Q?
No, I said like Brett
Like Brett?
Like Brett Favre?
from Archer. Brett from Archer. He always finds a way to get.
Ah, got you. Okay.
Oh.
He bounce off the walls.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant like that's funny.
Slightly
I know
obscure
which Brett
reference,
you're
but
talking
okay.
about. I know it's Brett. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
like Brett, like our
Like
our friend
Steve.
Brett, you know.
You know, Steve.
Oh yeah, Brett, like Brett.
Yeah,
like Brett.
yeah.
It's always a good show. Yeah. Word, man. So we're gonna talk about good party games versus local games, and that's a great example, what it sounds like, of a local game. And damn, do I miss those days. Speaking of GoldenEye and even Halo, we used to do
Split
four-player
screen Halo.
Halo, man, I love those days. Yeah, split screen Halo. So, what's some other good games? I guess. So those are two like old school examples. What other good games can you guys think of more modern
Rocket
variety?
League.
So there's Screen Cheat. Rocket
Yep.
League is split screen.
It's fun to play split screen. It gets tiny, I mean, on a big screen, but it's a lot of fun to play with your friends. It's kind of like playing. We used to play in college. We used to play a lot of Griffball in our room with 4 players. That was fun.
Yeah.
People
love
are screaming at each other. It would get way out of hand.
Griffball. Yeah, I loved Griffball, man. Q, do you ever play party games with your homies out in Cali? By the way, Q is not. We're all located in different places. Russo and I are on the East Coast, and Q is way out on the West Coast. We've never actually met each other, but I feel like I know you more
Yeah.
than your mother. So,
Yeah. West Coast.
yeah. You been playing party games out there?
Nah, not really. No party games. The only party games I play are like non-video games. They're more board games or card games.
Gotcha. Like Cards Against Humanity. You ever play that?
Like what?
Yeah, Cards Against Humanity. What else is there? There is. Have you ever played Catchphrase?
Is that with the little machine that you hit the button and then you pass it to the next person, like hot potato almost, until it goes off? Yeah, that's a lot of fun
Yeah,
as a
pretty
party.
much.
People yell at each other the whole
Yeah.
time.
Have you ever played Taboo?
Taboo, yeah, that's where you have to do
No.
embarrassing things, right?
No, well, Taboo and Catchphrase are pretty much the same thing, except for the hot potato aspect. But they are pretty much charades.
I got you.
And Pictionary, pretty much, yeah. So you hot potato for catchphrase. You have the electronic device in your hand and say the word is Michael Jackson. So I can't say Michael Jackson, but I can say Moonwalk. I can say
Yeah,
Thriller. I can say the King of
It's like,
Pop.
hee
And
hee.
gotcha.
yeah, I can say hee hee, and
Anything
the
but
people on
Michael
my
Jackson.
team have to guess, King of Pop or Michael Jackson.
Hmm.
Yeah. So then if they get it, I pass it off to the next person, who is not on my team. So the circle is set up, teammate, non-teammate, teammate, non-teammate, and then on the device it's a ticking time, and the timer I don't think it's not set. So where in like Taboo, you have a 60-second time clock. And once you flip it over, the sand falls and then you only have 60 seconds. For catchphrase, it could be 15 seconds, it could be 20 seconds, it could be 60 seconds. It's always random when
You
you
Gotcha.
just gotta
start
keep
the
passing
timer.
it. Like, get your thing done
Yeah,
and
so you
give
have
it
to
away.
you have to hurry up and get it off. But you can't. There is an indicator though, because the quicker, or sorry, towards the end of the time limit before it buzzes, it gets faster. The beep gets faster. So it starts off slow, and then as it's gonna buzz, it goes faster. So no matter how long or short the time is, you can tell. You have to pick up your pace, or you're gonna get the hot potato in your hand by how the
Get blown
beeping
up.
is. The rhythm of the beeping. Yeah,
Yeah, but they should
yeah.
load
So
those
it's
things
pretty fun.
with like ink cartridges or like something
Like a
So it
terrible.
zapper.
goes on you.
Yeah, this is more incentive. That's a local game. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, I wish we could play
yeah.
Screen Sheet, but every time you die, you get like smacked in the face with something. That's the difference, I think. So we looked at here. It says here like local versus online, right? With that game, you're sitting next to your friends, and it's like getting
Hmm.
intense. With online games, I could kill the crap out of people, or have good or bad people on my team, and I just don't care. I don't care either way,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of out for myself. But with local games, like back in the day, I used to straight up smack controllers out of
Take it
people's
serious, yeah.
hands.
You know, you get that little edge when they those
Yeah.
2 seconds while they're picking up the controller. You might take advantage of that.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Yeah, I can line up my
Hmm.
headshot real quick,
Screen sheet, screen look.
Yeah, or like call in favors, right? Have like the person's mom call them real quick. Like, hey, I need you to
Tell them
call
it's
your
important.
son because he's in trouble. Yeah, tell him it's
my
important.
my theory on that though for these games is like because back in the day, most games, I guess this is pre-internet though too, mostly on systems, um, but you had your split screen co-op game, and then if you plugged in, you had your LAN games, and there was really no Wi-Fi
Hmm.
back then, but most games did have a split screen type
Feature.
of function
Yeah.
for for sitting right there, in your own home playing with your brother, sister, father, whoever, whoever wanted to come through. I think nowadays games are cutting the split screen out is because they want to make money for everybody. If you don't have split screen co-op, that means not only if you want to play with your friends, not only do they have to get another game, they have to get a whole new system. So it's more money for going around for everybody. So I think it's a planned idea by the game companies and the system
Hmm.
companies.
Yeah, I've got to say two things to that personally. Is one, first of all, that's crazy. The only defense I have for that, for the other side, just to play devil's advocate, is that certain games really stink when you're playing split screen. Like some games you can still do, but some games really stink.
Unless everybody's split screen.
And that's just that. Yeah, I guess unless everybody splits screen. Yeah, you're right. Right. So if you could have four players, like I remember the N64 when they had four players co-op, the four plugs
Yeah.
in front, right? That blew my mind. I was like, wow, are you kidding me? Like we could all play? That's amazing. But on the other side of that, like there are other reviewers out there, like the Angry Joe Show. He'll literally buy another PlayStation and buy another game to review the game with his friend as co-op, and I'm just like, that's nuts.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do
that's
that.
exactly. It's so stupid.
It's expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but
Yeah, but that.
the other side to that is that that's kind of the way the world's going. My hope is that it becomes a lot easier, right? That cloud technology and gaming in general, I see a lot of games like Intel. Did you know that Intel decided this week, just to hit on some
Yeah.
news real quick, Intel decided that they're not a PC anymore. They're not a
Which is
PC
strange
company.
because when you think Intel,
What?
all you think is PC.
That's it. Yeah, what are you talking about? You're not a PC company. Whether it's saying we're a cloud company, and I can see that because if we got VR coming around the corner, we got cloud, more cloud-centric systems coming in. I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but I tried to start a company with my friend, and it was just too expensive. It was like 300 grand that we needed to raise, um, to make a cloud computing company, and
Hmm.
it was supposed to be that you had a hub sort of in your pocket that was connected to the internet, and then everywhere else you went you could log into those things. Now, Apple sort of had their own system for that, right? You can connect to the cloud, and Windows has their own system for that, and they're all sort of doing it already. That's why we didn't get the funding, but that's what we wanted to do. And I was like, man, for me, I was really selfish because I was like, that could be awesome for gaming. Anywhere I go, if there's a screen, I could play with my
Mhm.
friends, right? So I just hope that that's what happens in the future, that dream becomes realized, and that I could hop on my iPad, so to speak, or my tablet, and be like, okay, I'll play a quick round
Yeah,
of
just
Overwatch with you,
AirPlay
Russo,
from
who's
your
playing on
phone,
yours.
your Xbox games.
Yeah,
Yeah, some games
that'd
do
be
that now.
dope.
Do you guys know of any examples? I'm trying to think of some right now. I should write
Battlefield,
these down.
you could be
Well,
commander
I
from a
know.
laptop or
Oh yeah,
iPad.
Battlefield. That's right. Yeah,
Hmm.
drop bombs, right, and stuff like that. Drop
Shout orders
med kits
and
and things like that.
promote and just help out your team. It could change the tide of the battle.
Yeah. Quick, Q, you were saying?
Well, yeah, I don't know if they're still planning on implementing it, but I know in one of the early promo videos for the division, they were talking about, play from your phone and or tablet, and literally when you did that, you became I think it was like a drone, so you had the ability to become a drone, um, and fly around and be able to shoot and spot out enemies for the rest of your teammates who are actually on controllers playing on the actual Xbox or PS4. So I thought that was a pretty interesting idea, but
It got
it
scrapped.
never came to fruition for the
I don't think
division.
it's going to come
Yeah.
out.
Man, I would love for more of that. That would be awesome. And I think that's a better incentive to me to make more money. Like these guys are putting out this DLC and stuff like that. It's kind of the mode of the way that things are going. But in terms of, and to stick to the topic, local versus online, like how could we make online be local, right? Would be to, I would buy, the, um, if I were into Battlefield, and if there was something like that in Destiny or Overwatch or however you, or Battleborn, I would pay $5 to get the app if I could sit there and like play with my friends if I'm at Barnes and
Hmm.
Nobles or whatever. I would pay a few bucks to have access to something like that. So I just hope that we could sort of. I hope the lines become blurred and local and online are like the same thing. Because I really do miss those days of, hanging out with my homies on the
Hmm.
N64, and like it's working now for us, right? Because Q, you're on the West Coast. Russo, you're in New York. I'm up here in Massachusetts, and it's like we can play together. But at the same time, when I want to sit down and play a game with Sam, we have a limited library now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's convenient for a long distance gaming, but it's totally inconvenient for, a family who wants to sit down and play a video game and not have to have 4 or 5 different systems with the same game in different
Or the
rooms.
roommates.
Yeah,
Yeah,
roommates.
the
Like I
roommates,
don't know what
yeah.
that's like anymore, but back in the day. But no, what am I saying? Sam is my roommate. I see her as like life partner. She's the kazooie to my banjo. You know what I'm saying?
God damn.
But she's still my roommate. She still lives with me and likes to play video games.
Oh,
So word, man. So let's see what that
yep.
happens. Hey, Dat Guinea, where
Sorry,
else can
Fab. We're doing a
we find you
podcast
on?
right now.
I'll see
Peace.
you later. All right, love you. Bye. We should do an open day where
Yeah.
anyone can join. What was I saying? Yeah, so that's awesome, man, and we'll see what happens in the future, and I'm super excited about it. So let's talk about some crowning achievements this week. Russo, you told me you got an exciting and annoying achievement. I didn't do too much this week, to be honest. I got a little bit in Dark Souls. I got a few little things here and there, like mostly story-based stuff, but I didn't do anything that special. Tell me about your superpower
I
achievement.
don't know exactly what the achievement was. I'm going to look it up right now, but it's in screen sheet. And there's a certain thing that some games do where I want to go and kick the shit. Well, yeah, I want to go fight a developer for doing something stupid like this. Don't make a odd number achievement. Don't every achievement should end in a 5 or a 0. If I get a 3-point achievement,
Yeah, but
I
that
am upset.
whole game was
Yeah,
trolling
it's
you though.
the worst. Don't do that. So we were playing a bunch of games, and we were actually drinking while we were playing. So at the end of the game, we would all take a shot. And I was like, oh, what's my achievement score now? Because I noticed I got a bunch of achievements. And it ended in a 6. And I was really upset about that.
No.
So my friends were like, oh, yeah, I'm going to stop playing now. Let's go to the other room, do something. And I was like, no, we're going to play until I get the other odd numbered achievement. And it was just the worst. I had to fix the issue, I had to play 20 rounds in a row in party mode. So you couldn't stop playing until you went through 20 rounds. So my friends kind of got sick of playing, and I eventually was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Everyone just run toward the middle of the map. I'm going to keep just pulling the trigger as we're hanging out and shooting them. And it's a game first to 5, and I had to win 20 of those in a row. So it took maybe like 45 minutes at least, I think, to finish that. Just so I can get
That game just
just so I
trolled
can
you
get my
out
achievement score
completely.
back.
Just, like,
I was
freaked you out.
really upset. So life of the party is when that 20 in a row.
Yeah, wow, it sounds like they set
No,
this
they have a 1-point
just for
achievement.
people like you.
Play a perfect round of
What
deathmatch
is it?
with the blunderbuss, which I got.
So you're at like an odd number right now?
I fixed it. Right now I am at, it's going to say in a second. 79,200.
200. 79. Oh no, it's not 70. Oh my god, that's huge. That's huge. That's amazing. 79,200. Yeah, I was expecting to see 79,200.
Yeah, I would have. It's not happy. And that's the only way to win, to fix that, is to win 20 rounds in a row. And it would be easy, but all the players are invisible, so I couldn't just run around and, just shoot them without them walking anywhere. I had to have them run to this specific corner right in front of me, and then they would tell me when they're there, and I could fire and get the kill.
That's ridiculous. So you would say that so do you feel good about that? Like, do you feel good because I don't feel like you got that.
Oh, I'm not going to get that one legitimately.
Or is there do you think that that's like a thing, right? An achievement, does it have to be something that you get? Is there a way to get an achievement? Are you supposed to play out rounds versus rounds, or is it okay, do you think, to just cheese it out?
I think it's okay to cheese it out, and I've been doing it on plenty of games.
I was gonna say, with the score of 79,000, bro, I doubt all of them.
Well, you got to. I mean, some of them.
There's no way.
That involves playing 20 games back to back and not stopping in a split screen only game. So
yeah,
and they made it a little difficult, and there was no way I was going to go to sleep that night without a even gamer score. So yeah, I cheesed that one.
I say that's ridiculous, but we used to play what's it called? We used to play WrestleMania. I remember WrestleMania 2004 or something like that. We would play that game over and over and over and over again. 4-player Royal Rumble and GoldenEye. We would play that game till I don't even know till the sun came up. I don't know if I haven't achieved many achievements necessarily. Except in some games I would do no, I can't even think of any right now off the top of my head. But I know that we were talking earlier, me and Q, for the exotic sword in Destiny. We totally cheesed it out. How many kills did you have to get? Do you remember?
I think it was 50, 25 or 50.
50 kills, and I was like, Q, I got you. I'm gonna meet you here on this map. It's basically screen cheating. I was like, I'm gonna meet me here, and you're gonna just keep killing me, okay? Because I don't care about my KD at all. And did you get it though? Did you end up getting the exotic?
No, I still haven't even finished. I finished that portion of it, but I haven't finished the entire portion to get the exotic sword. But it even got to the point where I didn't even have to have ammo for the sword. Where the sword actually appeared, I was just beating you to death with the hilt of the sword, and it was still counting towards the points. So that's straight cheesing right there.
Hey, anything for a friend. Until they make VR mode where you can feel the pain, in which case you're gonna have to fight.
I'm good. Like that whole VR movement. I don't know if we're gonna talk about this in another podcast, but I am not going to get stuck in a game? Like, has anybody not seen or read
Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online? Yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
good on that shit, bro. I am not getting stuck in a game.
For those of you who don't know, Sword Art Online is a anime about VR, full dive too. It's like you're fully diving. All your senses are in the game. But the creator of the game just deletes the logout button, so everybody's stuck in there. And if you try to leave,
Or if somebody takes a
if you
headset
die
off.
in the game, you die for real life. Or if someone
Yeah,
takes a headset off, you die. That's crazy. Although I feel like that would be awesome. This reality can be kind of boring sometimes. I like it here. Don't get me wrong, but I
but
could use it, a
also
change.
you also had to beat the game because you would just die normally off of starvation because your real body is not you're not eating or drinking anything. So you also have that aspect to worry
That
about.
would be
Yeah,
funny from my
yeah. I don't want to
perspective
put any.
because on games like that, I usually make myself a little anime schoolgirl, and I would be stuck like that without the ability to change my character.
Oh, they addressed that, Russo. Actually,
Yeah.
it's so funny you say that. They addressed that because all the characters made themselves look way
Hmm.
cooler, right? And then as soon as the guy was like, "Oh, your logout buttons are gone. You're stuck in the game," they everybody went back to their normal selves.
Oh yeah.
So there's a bunch of dudes dressed up in skirts and like everything, looking all cute, and the guys that were with them in their party were like, "Oh God, I was in love with you." That's awesome. Well, we'll do some more VR later. We got E3 coming up in a
I can
few
see if I
weeks.
can
We
get the
can
Rift up for a stream.
talk about that. Yeah, word. And I know, yeah, Russo has a you have an Oculus and you
Oh,
got a
the
Rift.
Oculus Rift
Oh no,
TK2.
Oculus is the Rift.
I don't have the new
Gotcha.
one. I
Yeah,
need new
so
graphics card for that.
I'm yeah, I'm assuming that that at E3 we're gonna get some VR games
Hmm.
because it's sort of like the talk
Oh
of the
wait,
year
if
this
you
year,
mentioned Nvidia,
right?
I mean, if you mentioned Intel, you should probably mention Nvidia. They just came out with a new graphics card, which is like so much better than the Titan, and half the price.
Yeah, it's
Just
like times
Yeah,
three, whatever that power was, and half the
which
price.
is awesome.
VR might be taking a huge leap, yeah, because all our computers are gonna
So
be able
that should be
to handle it.
great for VR, considering that you need a 900 series graphics card for VR, which doesn't work for me because I have two 880s, which makes me so upset. I need to get a new graphics card to run VR, but that should drop the price of the 900 series, and VR should be one step closer to being very affordable.
A regular thing,
Hmm.
yeah, like something that everybody has. Yeah, I'm super hyped for that. But let's table
Okay.
that because that's like a discussion that I really want to get into. That's awesome. And then just in some quick news, we talked about a little bit of news, but that Call of Duty trailer, like we have to talk about that. Like 1.2 million dislikes for that Call of Duty trailer, which is crazy because if I was like, I don't play Call of Duty, but the trailer looked dope to me, but maybe because I never played that game because I was never into it. But there was like dog fights, like space dog fights and stuff like that. What do you think? Maybe they're just cashing in on Star
Yeah.
Wars.
well, yeah, they're cashing on Star Wars and what Destiny didn't do. But I think most of the dislikes are from the hardcore COD fans who are like, "Hey, this is not Destiny. This is not a space opera.
Mhm.
We want a straight up gritty, warfare on
Small
the
map
ground.
shooter.
We don't want to have to fly around. Yeah, they want to shoot. They want a FPS. They don't want this extra stuff.
Hmm. And I think also a lot of that, the dislikes came from the fact that they're like, oh my god, one of your favorite games, Modern Warfare 2, but it's locked behind a paywall and you have to buy this one, and there's no other way for you to get it.
Right.
So a lot of people are pissed about
Yeah,
that.
that's getting
Yeah.
sleazy, man.
I mean,
They're starting to peel back on the DLC thing, I think, because people aren't doing the as many of those
season pass.
what do they call them now? Season passes. But now they're pulling these gimmicks just to see, and I wouldn't be surprised, man. It sounds completely ridiculous to us, but I wouldn't be surprised if people start doing that in the future, and it really makes me
Mhm.
nervous. It makes me nervous if people buy into this. I'm really watching the numbers closely because that's such BS. Like, tell me you're gonna make Final Fantasy 15, but if I want this Final Fantasy 7 remake, I gotta buy the Super Platinum Double Blowjob Edition. Are you kidding me? I don't have
Right.
$120 to spend. Like, what the heck, man? Comes with no actual blowjobs too. That's the
No,
kicker
you need
there.
a season
You
pass
know?
for that.
Yeah, but you gotta also buy the season pass
Mhm.
for $60. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
So, yeah, I'm not a Call of Duty fan, but I feel for them.
And then in other news, Battlefield came out with their new trailer, which, I'm a pretty big Battlefield fan, but it's World War One, which, I mean, Battlefield, all the fun comes from the modern battling and the tanks and the jets and the laser designated missiles and that kind of stuff, which we'll see how this one does. I feel like they kind of have to dumb it down a little bit. But there is melee combat, which is interesting. So I'd like to see how that works out. That got a pretty high dislike
Yeah, so
rating as well, but nowhere near to the scale of the Call of Duty one did.
Battlefield 1. We sit in our trench.
Yeah.
It's a 20-minute game. We sit in our trench for about 15
Do
minutes.
nothing.
Everybody starts panicking.
Somebody yells over the wall.
There's a card game playing. Yeah, there's a card game playing simulator. There's the get drunk simulator, but you also sober up because you're sitting there so long. And then everybody goes over the wall, and you just run to the other side. You die, and then you respawn, and that's the whole game. It's gonna be awesome, guys. Can't wait. Best game ever.
10 out of
80
10.
versus 80 player. 10 out of 10. Let's do it. Are you gonna get it though, Russo? You always.
I'll play it. I'll get
That's like one
really
of the
into
first
it,
things
and then
I've
I'll
ever known
immediately
about
stop. Same way all the others won't work. I think Battlefield 3 hooked me the most. I got Jason, my old roommate. I got his account to a Colonel 100, which is the highest rank. No, I got him to like a Colonel 40,
Wow.
I think. And then I picked it up myself when I got a new TV in the room, so that we had 2 Xboxes and 2 TVs in the room, which we were just talking about. And I started off at level 1 and got myself up to Colonel 80. And he was, I think, somewhere around there by the time. But I pretty much caught up and passed him in just back to back to back to back to back games. I would play that all day in college.
Yeah.
I missed out.
Yeah, one of the only things only things I knew about you is that you played Battlefield like right away. And we became friends after I knew that fact. That's funny, dude. So that's awesome. So speaking of our favorite video games and our video game history, thanks for touching upon that. But you know what? Let's do a whole segment. I think we're gonna do our personal video games history, and another podcast because I think that can be a huge topic, and I really want to touch upon that. And obviously we play a lot of video games, and those are our common interests. So let's just talk about what games we're looking forward to. I think I already touched upon Overwatch, obviously. Destiny 2 is coming out, and the DLC is coming out. I have my reservations, and I can agree with Q, but I'm still looking forward to it, and I'm a huge Bungie fanboy as well as a Blizzard fanboy, which I guess says a lot about me. I guess I just like companies. Maybe I like companies more than I like games.
Yeah.
What are you guys looking forward to?
Well, Doom comes out on Friday. Mirror's Edge comes out, I think, next month.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to the rest of Resident Evil 6, which I'm playing through right now, which I'm probably not going to have enough time to finish before Doom comes out. But I'm definitely going to pick up Doom right when it comes out.
Gotcha. Q, what you looking at?
Well, one of the main ones I'm really excited for is from Ubisoft or Ubisoft. I'm not sure how to really pronounce that company's name, but it's called For Honor, and it seems really, really cool. It is based on 3 characters: a knight, a samurai, and a Viking, and each have their own particular traits and not really abilities, but like say the knight, he is stronger, so like his armor can take more damage, but he's a bit more slower. Whereas the samurai,
Oh,
Oh no, Q, are you okay? Did you
That
hear
was
that
me.
scream in the background?
I was pulling up the trailer for For Honor.
Oh God!
yeah, okay, I'm
Yeah.
back, hello.
Yeah, I saw some of this at E3 last year.
We thought you were
It's
dead.
on
Yeah.
the stream right now.
Yeah, so the for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
Except
with
it's loading.
with the katana, you yeah, it's so dope. You're able to, move faster, but you have less armor and everything. But so the whole gameplay is it's 4v4, and it's pretty much like control the zones or something like that. And you can kill the NPCs, like the computer characters, and you get, a certain amount of points. But of course, you get more points for killing the opposing humans on the
Mhm.
opposite team. So the first team to 1,000 reaches pretty much the end of the game. Each team has infinite respawns. I think you have to wait like 6 or 10 seconds to come back. But then once one team reaches 1,000, the other team loses their respawn. So once the one team loses their respawn and you slay all four members, that's how you win the entire match. So I think the gameplay, if you're looking at it here, the game style is pretty cool actually. It's not a button masher, because it kind of reminds me of like Dynasty
I was just
Warriors,
gonna say
where
that.
you just run out and hack and smash at the NPCs. But like I said, not only do you have NPCs, but you have the actual other human people you're battling against. So it's more of a strategic battle against them because it's not a hack and slash. You just don't hit X X A A A. You use your right stick to wield your weapon. So if move your stick to the right, you swing or guard to the right using the modifier to guard. So if you're opposing somebody and you see them guarding to your left, then of course you're going to swing to the right, as opposing to just hitting X and hoping that the animation swings at the
Yeah.
open area of your enemy. So it's more, of an actual sword battle out there. So I think that aspect is pretty cool, and I can't wait to see how that feels in my hand. But the gameplay and the way it's polished and it looks really great, and I can't wait to see how the battles, unfold and the story behind it. Because not only is it a PvP where you could, say I'm a samurai and Russo, you could take the knight class. So I'll have like four of my friends and you have three of your friends and, 4 versus 4. We're
Something
heading
like
at it,
that.
out there. You actually have, I think they're going to have 3 stories for the campaign. So you have your story behind the knight, your story behind the Viking, and the story behind the samurai. So you actually get the in-depth of actually what's happening as opposed to just being thrown out in the battlefield for PvP only. And that I think is the reason why the game is on hold right now is because they're finishing off, the last touches on the campaign
Mhm.
mode for the game. But I can't wait
The
for
way you're
that game.
describing it
Wow,
sounds
that
like
sounds
it's
fantastic, dude.
Dynasty Warriors with like a more detailed combat system of like attacking and defending, and Titanfall scoring, like the way that you'd score points in Titanfall by taking out NPCs and also taking out players.
Yeah, 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 definitely kind of like Titanfall. Yeah, you have your NPCs you can take care of if you're not really skilled enough to go against a PV, P tasked player. You can just slaughter those guys. But yeah, of course, you get more points for taking on killing another human. But it's definitely pulls aspects of other games into this game. But I'm really excited for it.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I'll play that game with you, dude. I didn't even know that game existed, but
What about you, Pat? What
Hell
are
I'm
you
down
looking
yeah,
for
for?
it.
definitely look at the videos for it.
There's this game coming out by the guys called by the guys of Supergiant Games. Let me Google it real quick. Supergiant. I forget what it's called now. I think it's called Flame or something like that. But those guys are they're the ones who made they made Bastion
Hmm.
and they made uh oh, it's called Pyre. Yeah, they made Bastion and they made Transistor, and Pyre is their third go around. And my goodness, I mean, all their games is just so fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to Pyre. So we should play that.
How do you
I'm
spell
gonna play
that?
the hell out of that when it comes out. Pyre,
Gotcha.
Pyre. Yeah, and I was looking forward to Hyperlight Drifter, which I haven't had a
Yeah, I hear
chance
that's
to play
great.
yet. Um, I'm gonna play that next. Yeah, I've been looking at it forever. It was a Kickstarter game, like a year ago or 2 years ago, and I've been following it for a long time, and I just haven't picked it up because I want to dedicate time to playing it. Like when it comes to these indie games, I just really want to get immersed in it and like play it and like play it all in one go. Like I played Braid and Portal 2. I played all those games all the way through in one go. I just sat down and did it, and yeah, I'm gonna dedicate some time to that. So looking forward to it, man. So what's in the future for Super Crouch Jump? Uh, you know, we want to keep doing this podcast because, as you heard for the last hour and 15 minutes, we have a lot to say about a lot of things. And to be honest, if you guys get made it this far, we have a lot more to say about everything. Um, and we can't wait for you guys to stick with us and, get our opinions on games and things like that. And, we just wanted to get our personality out there. I think at Super Crouch Jump, we have a unique personality of people that happen to come together, and we hope that you can be part of our team. I think we want to start doing a game club. Russo was mentioning earlier in the week, do a game club where we all play a game together, and we'll figure out more details on that. Maybe we'll start it next week, and you can check us out actually every week. Every Thursday we're gonna be putting out these podcasts. We stream every day from 7 till 9:30, 10 o'clock, just about. And you can check our Twitter at Team SuperCrouch to check out if we do any, off streams. Sometimes we stream in the middle of the day, sometimes we stream in the morning. So yeah, that's our podcast, and we just want to get our word out there and build a little bit of a community and get some dialogue going. So if you guys have any opinions on that, on what we've said, please leave us a like, a comment, and talk to us on stream and tell us what you think. And so that's it, man. That's the Super Crouchcast. I'm Patrick St. Pierre. You can catch me. Pretty Smooth Flying Fox is my everything, and my Twitter is PS Flying Fox. Hit me up and tweet at me, and let's just talk games. Where can we reach you, Russo?
I'm Russo, and you can just hit up the SuperCrouchJump on Twitter. I handle that. I look at that every day. So just message us there.
Cool, and that's at Team SuperCrouch, right?
Yeah.
Great. And where can we find you, Q?
And that can be found on Xbox and I believe on Twitter as well at Q Stewart, and that's QST3WART.
Nice.
Cool, guys. Thank you so much. This has been
SuperCrouchJump.